Welcome back to your favorite Sacramento sports show.
Beam City Sports.
We're back in the studio live on YouTube. Got the boys Luke and Devin with me to preview the NBA Finals. How we feeling, boys?
I'm feeling good right now. It's good to be back in the studio. I'm sorry I missed you guys last Saturday.
Oh yeah.
I'm feeling good to be back here, and I'm excited to talk about this Finals coming up.
Yes, sir. Let's get it, Dev. How you feeling?
Great to be in the studio on this hot day in Sacramento. You know, we were kind of struggling through it on Saturday, but you know, we got a little show and we got it out, so we got through it. But excited to preview this Finals and a Pacers Finals win.
Definitely not the reason why I decided not to go out. So.
Well, yeah, Saturday we definitely had some issues with the heat. But we had our boy Dom on, so that was fun.
Yes,
Dev filled in for Luke pretty nicely on the intro. Wasn't the same without you, but happy to have you guys back.
Had to hit a long one for the return.
Yeah, exactly. But so today we're going to be going over a lot of NBA talk. Tom Thibodeau got fired from the New York Knicks. He is done.
Canned.
After
Crazy.
making the Eastern Conference Finals.
Cat got bro
right away.
Twice.
Yeah, we already got some talks in the chat. Don't act like you didn't just get back from being team MVP, softball MVP. Hey, shout out Dev playing in the softball tournament with In and Out. Heard he's going crazy. Didn't get out all day.
Hella sunburnt, dude.
Sunburnt, yeah. Making plays that short like B Craw in his prime. So yeah, how was that? Give us a little rundown for the viewers.
Yeah, it was fun. You know, we lost the first game, but we got a couple of dubs. It's always super fun. In and out puts on good and fun, sporting events. Like they do basketball. I didn't play basketball this year. Andrew was there, but and then softball. I think they do soccer too at some point. So they're always super fun. Get a bunch of free hot dogs. I don't eat hot dogs, so I don't get any, but you get as many as you want. My dad loves to get some. But it was super fun. And I like just getting out there and, playing, being able to play again. It's super fun. Like I said, it's exciting.
You're not a glizzy gobbler?
Nah,
You don't like glizzy?
nah. I like the hamburgers, but they don't sell the hamburgers at the events, unfortunately.
Why
So
not? Aren't they?
I don't know. Well, they do the hot dogs. It's like a special thing, and like people volunteer and go and work and stuff and serve them. So I was walking by and they were like, "You want a hot dog?" I was like, "No, I'm good. I'm good. No, thank you. I don't eat hot dogs."
Bummer, man.
Dev's
But no,
scared of the glizzies.
It's super fun, and it's free for all the family members and stuff and all the people who want to come out. So they don't make you pay. So it's awesome.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty dope. But yeah, so good to see you're back into playing baseball because Beam City got to get a baseball team going.
Yeah.
Also a basketball team going eventually.
Yeah, we
But,
need the jerseys with the logo.
The logo. That would be sick. Andrew, we need you on that baseball team if we get one going. And bro won't eat the glizzy. The only place you can get In-N-Out hot dog with the In-N-Out quality. Hey, facts. That In-N-Out hot dog probably is gas.
I mean, it's probably good, but
Probably, right?
I'd probably try it, eat half of it, and then waste it. So why waste it? Let all the other people who like them get as many as they can.
Hey, he's unselfish out here. He's a playmaker.
Yeah.
But yeah, so back to the NBA. The Knicks fired their head coach, Tom Thibodeau. Thibodeau led the Knicks to their first Eastern Conference Finals in 25 years, made the playoffs in 4 of his 5 years, and led the Knicks to consecutive 50-plus win seasons for the first time since the 1990s. So, a great resume in New York for Tom Thibodeau. Just didn't get over the hump, and they said they want to go in a different direction.
I mean,
Yeah.
how much of it can you really blame on it? Because
I
it's
agree.
the bench that he had. Obviously, people are going to blame it on just like him using the starting lineup over and over and over again. But like that offense didn't help him at all to, get him far in the finals. To get to the finals, you need a bench to support your main five.
They literally went all in for their top 6 players. And, who knows, maybe if they did have people who either he trusted or were just, good at basketball off the bench, they would have played more and, maybe it would have been different.
Yeah, shout out campaign. So the Knicks are gonna go in a different direction. There's some candidates out there already. New York is one of the top spots that anyone would really want to go to, especially as a head coach with this team.
Oh yeah.
But Tom Thibodeau, the problem with me before we get into the candidates was the offense they ran was just so Jalen Brunson oriented, and it was just so slow paced that I don't think you can win like that in today's NBA. We see the 2 teams in the finals play very similar. The Pacers and the Thunder, they both want to play fast. They both have young guys. They want to push the pace. With the Knicks, it's the complete opposite. They play the same 5-6 guys the whole game. So they got to play slower. But, with a different coach, they could switch up the philosophy of how they run their team. And I think the Knicks could be a really scary team next year, depending on who they get. But yeah, Tibbs' time is up. I think that's kind of the old head approach. And the league is kind of going in a younger direction, especially for coaches.
For coaches. being a coach in the NBA right now it's
Very
kind of a
tough.
scary job. It's a tough job to
Yeah.
have because like you look at all these vet coaches that have been around for over 10 years and they get fired after 2 years of coaching and a good playoff run too. Like they make it far in the playoffs and like, all right, we got to move on. It's starting to seem like they're like soccer coaches. Like in the English Premier League, it's just like you didn't make it happen in the first 2 seasons. Like you're done. We're moving on.
Get out of here.
There's in the the coach of the year thing like that. The Mike Brown. Didn't it happen to Dwayne Casey twice?
Yeah.
2 times?
No, I think it was the year he won Coach of the Year, he got fired.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Which is crazy.
It's
instead of the year after.
Yeah.
Okay.
Was it Budenholzer was the first one for the Suns, and then
or Monty Williams.
Monty Williams, and then the Bucks. It was
Budenholzer.
Yeah.
So I mean, it is surprising to me, but I don't know if he'll take a year off or whatever, but I think in a couple of years he'll be back coaching somewhere. Has to be.
I don't know, man. It's just his coaching style is, like Tyler said, it's a little outdated.
It is. That's the right word for it. It's just a little outdated.
The NBA players are just soft, bro.
Oh,
these dudes are just soft, bro. They got no buy-in.
It's another valid argument.
Yeah.
It's a players' league, and we know that. But I think maybe for like a young team somewhere, maybe in the next couple of years, trying to rebuild, they could get him, and let him coach for the first few years. But yeah, it's the players are soft, bro. Y'all need to buy in. Stop crying. Stop complaining.
Yeah. Well, this is the second time Karl Anthony Towns has got Tom Thibodeau fired. Because in Minnesota, Tibbs was the coach and got him fired, and now we got him fired in New York with this 1 year there. So pretty interesting to see. And from my point of view, Tom was always mad at Cat on the floor.
Yeah.
You had to leave him in there, but every time Cat would do something, bad on defense or turn the ball over, they would pin the camera to him, and he would just be like, "Oh my God, Cat! What are you doing?" He would just be so mad, and there's no way you can take him out because he's your second best player. You need him on the floor. But yeah, so see what the Knicks do. Some candidates they have are Mike Malone, Mike Brown, Taylor Jenkins, and Monty Williams.
And I also saw Ime Udoka.
But he's still the coach of the Rockets, and they just had a great year.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. They're gonna either trade all their players or get a new coach, I think.
Yeah, the Rockets.
Who, the Rockets? Damn, that's crazy.
I think Ime fits perfectly in Houston.
I think he will stay there.
They love him over
but
there.
I think they're going to have to, like this offseason, they're going to give at least like Jabari and Jalen Green.
They got to pay him.
Yeah.
I think it might be cool for Mike Malone to go to New York.
Me too. That's what I've been thinking too.
That'd be a good fit, I think.
Yeah, when the Nuggets fired him.
Pieces.
Yeah, when the Nuggets fired him, I was kind of thinking, hey, Mike Malone would be a good fit in New York, but no one really thought Tibbs would get fired.
Gonna get fired,
and now he got fired. So it's kind of the perfect fit.
It was more surprising too, because somebody asked Brunson about it at the interview after the game, and they were like, something about Tibbs, like if you think he was gonna get fired or whatever, or think he did a good enough job, and he was just like, he didn't even answer the question. He was just like, what do you think? Like, so I thought that was kind of him standing up for him a little bit, and so I didn't think he was gonna get fired. So that made it even more surprising to me when I seen that notification.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think they all like Tibbs. I don't think it's anything like that. Yeah, maybe not Cat. But I think he's a really good dude. He's like a hard-headed coach, though. He's very stuck in his ways, and it's hard to, change a guy's philosophy after he's been a head coach for so many years and had, some success.
Mm-hmm.
He won a title with Doc Rivers as the assistant coach on the Celtics. I think that's the only title he's won. But
in his whole career, like he's been a head coach since 2010, 2011 with D Rose out in Chicago, had great years in Chicago. But then you also got to remember that he's the reason why D Rose kind of didn't have his career that he was supposed to have, because he put him in that game when they were winning by I think 15 at the time.
Yeah.
And then D Rose goes down
over.
and
15 in that NBA.
But I mean, there's that to take away. But then he only has 3 negative records his whole head coaching career.
Very impressive.
1 negative year in New York, 1 negative year in Minnesota, and then I believe it was 1 negative year in where is it at?
Where else did he coach?
No, it was 2 negative years in Minnesota, and then 1 negative year in New York. It was Chicago, Minnesota, New York head coach. Before that, he was assistant coaches in Minnesota, San Antonio, Philadelphia, New York, Houston. So and he was all over the place.
He might even get a pass for those 3 losing seasons too, because you get there, lose, and then you get a good pick in the draft, and then the next year's is when they start winning, when they got Cat.
Yeah.
And then New York, they got good, and then they got Brunson. So, he got there and then had to ride out for a bad season and then 2 on Minnesota. But then after that, he's a good coach for sure. But I think
His
it's like
time's up.
what we're saying. Not a lot of NBA players are vibing with that type of coaching right now. So
Yeah, I think Tibbs' time as a head coach is probably up. I wish that the Knicks kind of like offered him like a front office job or something like that
Yeah,
to
that'd
keep
be
him
cool.
around. That's kind of what the Celtics did with Brad Stevens,
Yeah.
and then they went with Ime, and then it took him to a new level. But they just kind of said, "All right, Tibbs, you're gone." So
you're gone.
yeah, so
Get him out.
yeah, get him out. He's still going to get paid though. Tibbs is
Yeah.
going to
Oh,
be
yeah.
fine getting paid. He's still under contract,
Just like
getting
Mike.
millions,
It's like Mike Brown.
just like Mike Brown.
That is
yeah.
the one thing. Like you feel bad for these coaches, but then it doesn't expel the bad feeling. But at least they get to keep making their money to the end of the life of their contract. Mike Brown will be making money next year, and he'll get that paid, and then he'll be maybe coaching somewhere. So we'll see. $10
million sipping on margaritas somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. It can't be that hard of a life. But yeah, Mike Brown, also another candidate. Taylor Jenkins, the Grizzlies ex-coach.
That could also be
that
pretty
could be
cool.
a good one too.
Yeah.
I think that style would mix up pretty well.
I agree.
He's a hard-headed coach. Like he knows how to also connect with the young guys in the league and everything. So I think that would work out there in New York for him.
Yeah.
Him or Malone, I think, would probably be the best fits.
Yeah. They're talking about the Knicks need some changes even after making a ton of moves like last offseason to get all their guys. They don't think this team can really get him over the hump. There's some rumors about Kevin Durant being a New York Knicks next year.
My God.
Send Mikal back to Phoenix.
His buying price went down.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah.
KD's price is probably the lowest it's ever been in his career right now.
Well, I did see the Suns kind of are looking to get a good center in return for KD because ever since they got rid of Ayton, they've just been poo-poo there. So.
Yeah, I did see that.
Can you call Ayton like that good of a center?
I mean, he was on Phoenix.
That's what's crazy though.
Not anymore.
And since hasn't been there, like they've been that much worse.
Yeah. For sure. Well,
that is true.
That'd be crazy, KD to New York.
Yeah, that would be crazy. But going back to Ayton, thinking about it, the Pacers signed DeAndre Ayton just a couple years ago in free agency, and Ayton agreed to the deal. And it was almost, he was almost in his Pacers jersey already, but then the Suns decided to match it last second. And now he stayed in Phoenix, and the Pacers were able to get Pascal Siakam, keep Miles Turner, keep their core, and now they're in the NBA Finals. So
like
everything
when we
worked out.
almost got Zach LaVine 5 years ago.
It's exactly the same thing. And then, of course, we still ended up getting Zach LaVine. So,
silver lining, man.
Yeah. And now at that point, DeAndre Ayton was like kind of known as like a top 10 center.
Yeah.
He was super young. He's on that young Phoenix team that, made the finals. And now ever since then, he's kind of fallen off. He's like maybe not even a top 20 center anymore.
It definitely was that team that elevated him around him. Having CP3 and Devin Booker right there just to take all the pressure off of him pretty much the whole time. And then he can just run pick and pops with them. Some of the best passers in the league were on the team with him.
He really did get blessed with a pretty good situation right out of the gate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's been terrible on Portland the last
couple he really has. He just doesn't even want to put his heart on the floor. That's the problem.
He goes hard against the Kings for some reason.
Pause. Going to the NBA Finals preview, the Thunder and the Knicks the Pacers, sorry. They play tomorrow night, not the Knicks. But in Oklahoma City, the Knicks thought they were going to be in the finals. I thought they were going to be in the finals, but shout out Tyrese with the Haliburton, and Pascal Siakam, they both went crazy. Some quick stats though: the Thunder are 29-1 versus the Eastern Conference this year. Our guy Dom was preaching that on the last show because he is a Thunder fan.
Yeah,
he did say that.
Yeah. So that is a true stat. The only time they've lost to the East this whole year has been the Cavs one time.
And then they got their get back right after.
Yeah,
they blew each other out back to back.
Back to back.
Pause.
Holy huge pause. But an interesting thing I saw yesterday, the Pacers' flight to Oklahoma City for the finals was diverted after tornado warning. So I hope the Pacers, got there okay and everything's all good and they're ready to play tomorrow. But I hope that doesn't play a factor into.
This is the Thunder's fault. They did it on purpose.
They
sent a tornado out.
Was that an NBA team that happened to? The plane crash with the team on it, or was it a different sport team?
My dad talked to me about that.
I know plenty of South African soccer teams who have died in plane crashes.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty.
Not South African.
I was pretty
South
scared
American.
when I first saw that. Not scared because obviously I knew they were okay.
I think that was a soccer
team plane crash.
Yeah. I think that was a soccer team that you're talking about. I feel like my dad has told me that, but yeah, going off what happened in the Eastern Conference Finals, Pascal Siakam won the Eastern Conference Finals MVP. He averaged 24.8 points, 5 rebounds, and shot 52% from the field. But he did win it over Tyrese Haliburton. I was a little disappointed, like both those guys, but definitely would have rather seen Tyrese win it. I was with Devin watching it. When they announced it, we both looked at each other with we just were like, what?
You literally said
Yeah,
it like
in
5 minutes
sync.
before they announced
Oh, I
it. You were
did.
like, they're going to give it to Pascal
I
to
did say
create the
that.
narrative. Bro.
Yeah.
And then they did it, and we just shot a look at
I
each other.
said
I
it.
was-
Yeah. I could see it coming. I mean, Pascal definitely was deserving.
He
But
won it by
Yeah.
1 vote.
yeah, it was like 5-4 in
One
the
vote.
votes or something
I honestly
like that.
didn't know
And-
that they voted on that. I thought
I
somebody
don't know.
just picked
Looking
it.
at these
Yeah.
stats right here, Hallie's the obvious favorite, I think.
Yeah.
Because he shot probably just as well as 52%.
Yeah,
Like,
he
I
was
think
up there.
He was up there.
Yeah.
And then averaging 10.5 assists. That's
Mhm.
creating more points than having 25 points a game.
Yeah.
Like, that's, I don't know.
My
It
man
is.
just waiting to get his finals MVP. It's all good.
Hey, okay. Speak on it.
But, I mean,
yeah.
like you're going to say that, like, Pascal definitely one of the most underappreciated
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
superstars.
No,
Yeah, I'm
no
not
hate on
even-
Pascal.
I don't even want to try to, like,
future
he deserves that.
future Hall
Yeah.
of Fame.
They both were.
Without Pascal, the Pacers would not be anywhere
Yeah.
close to this situation. But hey, without Haliburton, they wouldn't either. So both those guys are very important to the team.
Great dude.
But yeah, great duo. But Hallie, he also hit the clutch shots in this series. That
Yeah.
was huge. They needed. But Pascal in that game too, I think he had 39 points. And without
Had a
that
couple
39
30s.
points, they wouldn't have won that game.
Yeah, true.
So could go either way. But I wish that Haliburton got it. It was, in my opinion, to create the narrative to say, hey, is Haliburton the best player on this Pacers team? Is just all these conversations. Like they did the same thing with the Celtics last year with Jaylen Brown winning. He also won Finals MVP last year. And that was to kind of continue the narrative into this year. Like Tatum still needs that Finals MVP.
Yeah, and then they made Tatum get hurt, bro. The script was crazy.
The script was crazy this year.
Tatum, tear your ACL, Tatum.
Right now.
But yeah, in that game 6, the Pacers dominated. They won 125-108. Pascal had 31. Hallie had 21 and 13 assists, and Obi Toppin came alive with 18 and 6. Also, Thomas Bryant came alive with 11 points, and he had 3 straight threes in that game. So that was huge.
Insane.
Yeah. So shout out to Thomas Bryant. He was crying after because of his story and everything he's been through. So well deserved for Thomas Bryant. But Pascal Siakam's career has been pretty crazy so far. One of the most underappreciated stars in the entire league. In 2017, he was a G League champion and the G League Finals MVP. Then in 2019, he won the championship with the Raptors and won Most Improved Player. Then in 2020, an All-Star, All-NBA second team. Then in 2022, All-NBA third team. 23 an All-Star. Last year, he made the Eastern Conference Finals. And this year, he's an All-Star and Eastern Conference Finals MVP. So,
Hall of Famer.
Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
I'm saying it, yeah.
He might be better than PG.
He might be better than PG. I might have to admit it at this point. PG.
That's a better ballot than PG.
It is. It is.
Like,
I mean, PG has the better averages, points per game per year, but that's about it.
He just looks like he plays like a better game, like more appealing to the eye, more scoring, more. But Pascal, I think, he's better than PG.
He's a winner.
Yeah.
He's won at every level he's been at.
Yep.
He's also averaged 20 plus points per game in every season since 2020. One of the best number 2s in the league.
Dude, I wish.
Saw him win that ring in Toronto.
You were there. You were in attendance for that. But yeah.
Oh, it was here, huh? I was about to say, he was in Toronto?
It was in last game in Oracle.
Oakland.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Last game in
it
Oakland.
was, huh?
Yeah.
It's crazy. I just seen a TikTok about that the other day.
Yeah.
I was like, sad.
That was sad. You were
looking back at it like now. I'm like, damn, that's sad. But there, sitting in a box suite next to T Mac and Vince Carter, I'm like, let's go.
Yeah.
Did you get a Raptors jersey just for the occasion?
Nah, but I have a picture with them somewhere. I think it's on my mom's phone.
Okay. But yeah, so Pascal putting on for Indiana, and their elite offense has been the key to their success. They're the second team to average 115 points and 28 assists in the first 3 rounds of the playoffs, joining the 2018 and 19 Golden State Warriors with Kevin Durant and Steph Curry and Klay Thompson.
I mean, that's automatic, right?
That's one of the best offenses of all time. But going on the Thunder side, the Thunder, I said it last time, they're the first team with 4 wins by 30 or more points in playoff history. They have the best defense in the league. And Shea as the third player to have 10 games with 30 points and 5 assists in a single playoff run. So yeah, there's a lot of narratives going into this series. Both play very fast.
Very historical one too.
Yeah.
I have the team right here, the 2 teams. When was the last time? Get out of here, Dad. Cheating. When was the last time that a finals happened where it was 2 teams that have never won an NBA championship?
Oh, some trivia. Has it happened before?
Yes. Okay. More recently than you could probably.
So
you're
it
probably
was
gonna think.
Suns and the Bucks.
No.
Oh, the
So
Bucks won.
somebody's
The Bucks won a
first
long time.
NBA championship.
It was the first NBA championship for a franchise. I'll say it happened after the 2000s.
Okay, that's a good starting point. I'm thinking about the Pistons, but they played the Lakers, who obviously won.
Mm-hmm.
Dallas,
Against who?
Miami,
What year?
the first one,
What year?
2011.
6.
There you go.
2006?
Oh, the
Okay.
D,
Oh,
the
yeah,
D Wade
D-Wade.
one. I always
Miami,
forget that one, bro.
That was
Yeah.
that was Miami's
Because we were 4 years old.
Yeah.
That was Miami's first championship.
Wow.
Dallas also never had won a championship at that
Wow.
point because Dallas then won their first one
In
in 11.
2011.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a
That was
crazy
a good
stat.
one. That was a good one.
That's definitely
That was
crazy
fun.
stat. But yeah, the Thunder have a lot of different things to go off of just what makes them so great. Only a couple teams have had the MVP and made the finals. The last player to do it was Steph Curry in 2014-15
Damn.
when he won the MVP and made the NBA finals.
That's a whole 10
And
years
won
ago,
the
man.
NBA finals
Did it
actually.
2 years in a row, right?
Yeah, but he didn't win the next year.
Oh,
That's why.
and win.
Yeah,
Okay.
and win. And Steph did win Finals MVP that year. So there's only a couple players that have won actual MVP and Finals MVP in the same year. And I think it's like Kobe, LeBron.
See,
it's only the greats.
sorry, there's
That's
stuff-
what they're trying to keep
Yeah.
right there,
There's
because
Yeah.
stuff running through my head. There was a kid that was 1 year old when that happened,
Yeah.
who is now 10.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah. The Warriors in their first finals run.
and Curry winning MVP and everything.
Man.
Like,
I was at your house when they won
Yeah,
that.
you
I was at
were.
your house.
those people aren't real. If you're born after 2010 and you tell me that, I'm like, you're not real.
You're not a real person. But yeah, the Thunder had the most regular season wins, 68-14. Throughout the NBA history, the team that finished the regular season with the best record went on to win the championship 47% of the time.
Oh, that's a good. That's good.
That's big numbers.
Dude,
yeah.
they almost won 70 games.
They almost won
bruh.
70 games.
God.
A win percentage of almost 83%. This is similar to the 96-97 Chicago Bulls, the year after 72.
The second best team of all time.
Second best team of all time. Yeah, and like I
I'm
said,
not going to compare it to that.
Shea, MVP, Steph in 2014-15 won MVP. The scoring champ, why this matters, playoff series. You need an elite scorer, and Shea led the league in scoring this year. So not a lot of guys lead the league in scoring and then end up making the finals. Not since 1999 and 2000, where they had Shaq leading the league in scoring and making the finals.
And I bet he led the league in free throw attempts
Oh,
too.
yeah,
Not to say that's a bad thing or
Yeah, he
He
anything,
also
but
probably led the league in missed free throws.
Yeah, for sure. Shaq at that time? Or are you talking about Shea?
I was talking about Shea.
Oh,
You were
okay.
probably talking about
I
Shea.
thought, yeah,
Yeah,
Shaq. But yeah, the only players to do this, Michael Jordan did it in all 6 of his title runs. George
Jeez.
Mikan did it twice. John Folks, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar,
He hit
and
the folks. You guys remember that?
and Shaq each did it once. Shaq being the most recent one in 1999 and 2000.
Jordan did it in all 6.
All
bro.
6, Jordan was leading the league in scoring. Damn.
Where Dom at? That's the
Yeah,
go.
that's tough.
Gotta hit the shrug.
Yeah, they also the Thunder also have the top rated defense in the whole entire league. Over the past decade, only 2 champions, the 2023 Nuggets and the 2018 Warriors, have won the title while having the best rated defense.
Dude,
You
I
gotta
always
remember that the Pacers have probably one of the most dominant offenses
Yeah.
in the playoffs this year, too.
Yeah,
So, I mean,
For
it's going
sure.
to be a great defensive team versus a great offensive team.
yeah, but
So,
the Thunder also have
Great
great
on
offense.
offense, too.
They have elite offense. Over the past decade, only 2 champions, the 2022 Warriors and the 2020 Lakers, have won the title while finishing the regular season with an offensive ranked outside of the top 5. So you need a top 5 offense to be in this position, and that's what the Thunder have.
or
and-
Steph Curry.
Yeah, or Steph Curry.
or LeBron.
But they also have a double-digit point differential, which is very scary.
That's
Most of their
scary.
games are blowouts.
I mean, I wrote something down for
Yeah.
the Thunder. It's like we've been hating on the Thunder for, I'm not going to say we, but like, there's,
Now
I
Yeah,
have.
I
we've
was.
been-
I
okay,
was. I
yeah.
had to
I'm
see
still hating.
we've been hating on the, but I don't know. It's scary.
It is.
Like, I want the Pacers to win
Mhm.
so bad.
Yeah.
But just looking at this Thunder team, 29-1 in the regular season against the Eastern Conference.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Pacers took down the Cavs. Yeah, they took down the Bucks. Yeah, they took down the Knicks. But the Thunder made it so easy. Like, nobody watched their playoff games because they're like, all right, Thunder's gonna win this.
Nobody
Like,
watched their regular season games because it was the same way.
Yeah,
like
it really was.
They
Yeah.
rolled through this whole season, bro.
And
Yeah.
that's the only reason why we have this like kind of hate narrative towards them is because like, all right, they are the big dogs. They're gonna win it.
Hate to see
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
They have
They're not gonna
two.
win it, though.
They had 2 All-Stars this year with Shea and JDub. Last year, Mark Daigneault won Coach of the Year and also coached the All-Star team this year.
Yep.
2 All-NBA players, same guys, Shea and JDub, and 2 All-Defensive players, Lou Dort and Jalen Williams.
Yeah.
They have a lot going on over there in OKC. But based off that, how great this OKC team is, how can the Indiana Pacers beat the Thunder?
Better offense.
Keep the pace up. Don't slow down.
Yeah.
Like that's the whole thing is keep
Yeah.
the pace up. If you let the Thunder
Control the game.
Control the game. If they control the half court too. If they trap you up top super high,
Yeah.
the Pacers aren't going to be able to break down and run down and get into the paint. So you need to be quick on that transition. Make sure Alex Caruso and Jay Will don't double team you up top.
Yeah.
And get rid of the ball quick too.
Yeah.
Just play the same way. I mean, this is obviously the best defense, but they've faced some pretty good defenses, and that didn't stop them from playing the way they wanted to play. And they can't let OKC do that to them, or they're probably going to lose. Because I mean, if they're not playing fast, and OKC is going to play good D and then play fast right back on them. So I mean, it's going to get bad if they don't stick to the way that got them here, I think.
Yeah. For me, the Pacers actually have a good recipe to beat the Thunder, and I don't think the Thunder have seen a team like the Pacers this whole playoff run, or maybe even the whole season, because the Pacers are a different team in this playoffs than they were all regular season.
Oh yeah.
But the full court pressure for me, I mentioned it on Saturday, that Shea gets all these foul calls, and the Thunder can foul you because they play full court defense. The Thunder play guys, up top. They play in full court defense. They're pressuring them. They're being very handsy. The refs don't want to call the fouls in the backcourt. They only want to call the fouls when you're driving to the hoop.
Yeah.
So you can get some free throws, and it's more of an obvious foul. But the Pacers are one of the best teams at full court pressing you the whole game. They got guys like Nesmith, Nembhard, Ben Shepherd, TJ McConnell. All 4 of those guys full court press you the whole time they're in. No time off. And they're going to be doing that to Shea the whole time. Even with Brunson, they would double him on the inbound to make someone else take the ball up. And I think that the Pacers can be very handsy in the backcourt and put some pressure on and not let Shea, determine when he's going to get to the free throw line like he has been all playoffs, which is he's pretty much seen single coverage walking up the court all playoffs.
Yeah.
And then he'll just get his matchup that he wants and drive to the hoop and get fouled whenever he wants. But if the Pacers are going to foul in the backcourt.
Yeah.
Don't let Shea get to the free throw line. If you're going to foul in the backcourt. Make the refs call that in the backcourt. And I think the Pacers are one of the best teams at doing that.
If you're going to foul him going to the basket,
foul him.
Hurt him.
No,
don't hurt him.
Relax.
But, get physical. Let's get negative.
Yeah, hey, get negative. I'm down. But also the Pacers on offense, the Thunder are the best team at, making your star player not beat you. We saw it with Anthony Edwards. They made Dante DiVincenzo and Naz Reid take 10 threes a game, and those guys weren't hitting. But the Pacers, they don't miss.
I don't think that. Yeah,
the Pacers don't miss.
It's a different team. Like
it is. They don't rely on their Haliburton or Siakam to kind of save them. They have all these other guys, Nembhard, Nesmith, that hit shots.
Because I don't think Tyrese and Pascal take that pressure on to be that number 1 scorer. They're just like, I got the open shot. I'm gonna take it.
They don't run plays for Pascal.
Exactly. Yeah. It's just like, all right, let's get him to. They just end up finding him in the right spot.
The flow of the offense.
The flow of the offense is perfect.
Yeah.
So as long as Tyrese and Pascal don't try and take that head role of trying to be the number 1 scorer every single night, then I think they'll do fine. I'm pretty sure they'll be fine.
And we know Tyrese isn't going to do that. That's just not his game. When sometimes he's not aggressive enough. We need him to be aggressive, but not to the point where it's so predictable.
Yeah.
Like the Pacers are very unpredictable, and I don't think the Thunder have seen a team like that this whole year.
We'll see if he makes that first shot or not.
Yeah, that's big.
That's
definitely big. First shot.
That was getting in trouble with the Pacers is the foul trouble.
Yeah.
They got a lot of fouls really early in games.
Yeah.
So then it just set up the Knicks for free throws. And doing that against the Thunder, that's the last team you want to do that against.
Exactly. But to that point, they have guys, the Pacers have a ton of guys who they can play off the bench. They trust their guys off the bench, which a lot of teams don't. They trust their guys like McConnell. They trust their guys like Ben Shepherd. And even Benedict Mathurin is a big part to the series. He's been very up and down all playoffs, but Benedict Mathurin is one of the most athletic players on that Pacers team. And I think his youngness and like his quickness matches up with this Thunder team very well. And they're going to need him to have a couple games averaging 20.
100%.
Dropping over 20.
100%.
Yeah.
And he can hit it from the 3. So once if they find him in the corner, he's going to be lacing threes for, I'm going to say it happens 2 times.
Yeah.
He's going to be doing that. And quietly you'll see him with 23 points.
This is going to be so lit.
Yeah. I'm actually very excited for this. The Thunder, that's what the Thunder want you to do. They want your star players to not, beat you. So they're going to make other guys beat you. And I think the Pacers have that. Yeah, they have that game plan. Yeah. And Pascal, I wonder who they're going to put on Pascal Siakam, because that's very important, because that's really the only guy that the Pacers can like rely on in the half court offense. The Pacers are best when they're out and running. They're out in transition. And the Knicks were very bad at getting back on defense. And I don't know if the Thunder are going to be like that. They're a lot younger. They're a lot faster. They're a lot smarter. Mm-hmm. So it might be harder for the Pacers to score out, on those, even off a made layup. Off the Knicks would make a made layup. Indiana, Haliburton would throw it up to Siakam like 5 times a game and get an easy layup. Just match that point for point.
Yep.
So that's important.
And so talking about, Devin just said it's going to be such a great series.
Yeah.
Shout out Kenny from Numbers on the Board, because there was a little quote that he said, who the F cares about the ratings?
Exactly.
Like, if it's going to be good basketball, if you're a real basketball fan, then just watch the game.
I love that.
Breaking news. You're not getting any of that money.
That's what he said. Yeah.
So, shout out Kenny for, calling out those fake NBA fans.
And enjoying basketball.
Yeah,
that's what they do.
Real hoop heads know, brothers.
Yeah.
This is going to be crazy.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun
game
series.
One. Hey, whoever wins game 1, it might be.
I don't think that's going to predict the series.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I guess we got to predict then. I'm scared to do it, but everyone on the Numbers on the Board pod said pretty much
Thunder.
The same thing that I said, that the Pacers match up with them. They said Thunder in 5. All 4 of them up there.
Oh, no.
All 4 said Thunder in 5. I'm going Pacers in 7, baby.
Oh, I was going to say that.
I know.
I'll say Pacers in 6.
I stole your thunder. And 6 is crazy.
So I actually, I kind of agreed with those boys on
I know.
On the board,
you're going Thunder in 5.
So I said, what I want is the Pacers to win in 6.
Yeah.
That's what that's what I wish I could predict right now.
Yeah.
But it's probably going to be the Thunder in 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Like, just because, like, the way they're looking this whole playoffs, it's going to come down to this finals. And this fan base that's behind the Thunder right now, they've been through it.
They have.
They have been, ever since the team showed up there. Like, they started out with greatness. They started out with Kevin Durant coming from Seattle and that whole team. And then they drafted Russell Westbrook and James Harden right there. Go to the finals immediately after their team is just growing. And then they're all gone, snap of a finger.
Yeah.
And then they go through this whole turmoil, everything. Like, the Kings were down bad for the past, our whole life. And then they're back on top and everything. So, the way that the Thunder fans have stuck through, like, this whole time, it's a little scary to do that, to come in and beat that. Like, I said that with the Timberwolves. Like, the Timberwolves were so dominant against the Lakers, and I was like, I don't think it's going to happen against the Thunder.
Yeah.
Playing them in OKC is probably one of the toughest things to do right now.
It is.
And they better watch out when they're up 20. They might come back.
Both teams have done that.
Both teams have done it.
Yeah.
The
Thunder did it to the Grizzlies first round. They came back from like 28 points.
Yeah.
And then the
Isn't
Pacers
that how
have
they
done
eliminate them?
Yeah. They've done it multiple times. So both these teams, you can't let your foot off the gas.
Yeah.
So it's definitely going to be a fun series.
Pedal to the
My
metal.
official Tibbs minutes in here.
For real. But my official prediction is Pacers in 7. Just wishful thinking.
Yeah.
I just went on a whole rant of why the Pacers match up good with them. I got to rock with them, right? I got to rock.
I'm rooting for them.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for them.
Welcome to the bandwagon.
We're all rooting for the Pacers.
I'm predicting the Thunder, though.
But, hey, even if the Thunder win, this is still a great NBA season, and I think that they definitely deserve it, and it's good for NBA.
Great
it's good for the NBA.
season of the Beam City Sports.
It definitely has been a crazy one.
We're coming down to the last of it.
Yeah, for sure. It's getting crazy. But so tomorrow they play in Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
Game 1. Yeah, first 2 in Oklahoma City.
Is it at 5?
Yeah, 5 o'clock.
Let's go. I'm off at 5.
Yeah. Yeah. But who we going with game 1? I think this is
going Indy.
Yeah.
Indy wins game 1.
Indy
I like
can steal
that.
game 1.
I like that. And
I think they're on. Obviously they're traveling through turmoil.
Yeah.
And everything.
Tornado.
They're fresher. They just played some basketball more recently than the Thunder.
Thunder been waiting.
They get something to come together about. Like, they ain't want us here, bro.
Yeah.
They try to send a tornado to get us, bro.
That's
exactly.
facts.
Let's go Indy by 5.
Indy by 5 in game 1?
Yep.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't like to do the score predictions, but Indy.
Yeah.
First 2.
If Indy can win game 1, that would be huge.
I remember predicting a few scores this past season, and got them all right.
Yeah.
I remember you said the Kings would win 1 by 10. And
Indy
they won
by 5.
10. Yeah.
I also said they would win by 15 or 20, and they won by 15.
Yeah. Well, yeah, should be a very fun series. But before we move on, I'm curious to see who they're going to put on, what the Thunder are going to do on defense. Like, they have guys like Lou Dort, JDub, Caruso even. But who do you think they're going to put on Pascal? Because that's probably the most important. I think probably
J-Dub.
Lou Dort.
Oh, Lou Dort.
I think they put JDub on Hallie for some weird reason, just to keep him out of foul trouble. Lou Dort's super strong. We know that. I think they're going to put Lou Dort on Pascal.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
They're going to double him a couple of times, like quite a bit too.
A
like
lot.
if he gets down to where he's been going off,
Yeah.
like, he's going to get automatically doubled.
They're going to bring in Caruso and put him on him.
Yeah, Caruso can guard 1 through 5.
Yeah.
It's actually insane.
So,
they're going to need a big series out of Miles
that's what
Turner.
I'm saying. They got to pass the ball
Yeah.
quick.
And the Thunder, the Thunder are going to need a big series out of Chet. So I think both those bigs are very key factors, and whoever can have the better series will probably come out on top.
Good call.
100%.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. Well, all right. I guess we can move on to Luke's Lock of the Week.
Luke's Lock of the Week. Luke's Lock of the
Luke's Lock of the
Week. It's our boy, not in the NBA.
Oh.
Boy playing in Sacramento right now.
Let's
Jacob
go.
Wilson.
Oh.
My favorite player.
Don't want to talk too much about the A's because goddamn. But rookie of the month, averaging 368 this season.
Ooh.
Or no, that was this past month. Sorry, 368 this past month. 437 on base percentage, 39 hits, 16 RBIs, 4 home runs. The only bright spot right now in this Oakland Athletics organization.
Facts.
Hopefully he can help the rest of the team get back to where they were at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
We were a game and a half out of first place in AL West, and now we are 10 games.
Hey, Seth
11
Brown's
games.
hitting like 700 in AAA right now.
7 straight games for Seth Brown in AAA with a home run. Call him back up.
We almost DFA'd him too.
Yeah.
Like-
Well, he cleared waivers.
Oh,
So
yeah,
we luckily got him back.
Luckily.
And they just called JJ Bleday back up, who has been raking in AAA as well. So hopefully these guys can,
maybe
get
they just
going
need
a little bit.
confident boost.
Yeah.
Confidence boost.
The pitching is
and
really the bad part.
just like it's killing us.
Yeah.
We're allowing, I don't know how many runs we've allowed in the last, I don't know, 10 games, but it's at least 70.
It's a
Like-
lot. 70 runs in 10 games.
I don't know, something like
Yeah.
that. It's bad. I've seen too many scores where it's like A's lose 10-3, A's lose 14-4,
Yeah.
A's lose this and that. But I'm not going to go too far in the A's because I know we'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
And then I also have Luke's leg day. Luke's leg day.
Leg day.
If you guys want to make some quick money real quick.
Hit legs.
So
Mhm.
SGA under 33.5 points.
Oh.
Under.
Under 33.5
They're locking
points.
that up. Nemhard better lock that up.
I mean, all I'm thinking is like first game. I don't think SGA pops off like that. I think it's going to be more of a team ball thing.
you
for
might-
the Thunder.
You might be cooked if he shoots 15 free throws.
Yeah.
That is true, but I don't know. I think we're fine. Under 33.5 points.
I like it.
I like it. I like it.
Hallie over 31.5 points, rebounds, and assists.
Need
Oh,
that.
yeah.
They
Okay,
need that.
I like that.
I mean, I think Hallie easily gets 20 points in 10.
Yeah, 10 assists.
assists.
Yeah.
That's what they
Like,
need.
And
1
then
rebound.
Yeah.
That's all he needs.
Miles Turner under 20.5 points, rebounds, and assists.
Okay.
Ooh.
He doesn't get
yeah.
boards like that.
Yeah.
Hartenstein
They need him
and
to.
Chet.
Yeah.
If Miles Turner comes in the game for Pascal or with him, I mean, Chet and Hartenstein are probably going to clamp him up.
Their only hope is them leaving him wide open from 3 and
Exactly.
him knocking down 5 threes.
And
but-
then
Hey.
yeah.
Pascal, more than 2.5 points in the first 5 minutes.
Oh,
Ooh.
okay.
So Pascal,
like
Okay,
that.
2
yeah.
points, 5 minutes.
That'll hit.
I actually
easy.
like that a lot.
He'll get an and one in the first couple minutes. Hartenstein, more than 5 defensive rebounds. And then Jay Will and Andrew Nemhard, more than 9.5 assists combo.
Okay.
Put $15 down and you will win $375, I believe.
Okay.
Ooh.
I already made this bet, so tomorrow I'll be, day after tomorrow I'll be $375 richer.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm moving on to ICU. My pick is also not basketball or baseball. I'm going with Sugar Sean. I know we just had a UFC preview right before this live show. Be posted tomorrow, but I think he is more locked in than ever for this fight coming up. And based on what I've been listening to about him saying, I think he's well deserving of this ICU pick for the amount of work he's put in to come back from this injury and hopefully get that belt back from Marab. So
believe
that's
it.
what I'm going with.
I mean,
Saturday night, right?
Saturday night.
I'm rooting for Sugar all the way.
Let's go, Suge.
Let's go, Sugar.
Yeah.
Let's go.
You know
yeah,
what his
I
hair
mean,
looks like right now? Is it like braided
Oh.
or is it rainbow?
It's braided
Pink.
always, but
It's always.
it might be one color right now. I don't know.
He's one of the only UFC fighters I know currently. So
Shout out.
go
Shout
Sugar.
out.
Go Sugar. But yeah, that was my ICU pick. Dev,
wait.
anyone from the
I have an ICU. Unless,
Yeah.
No,
unless you got one
nobody
right
from the Giants.
No?
We'll get to that later. I'll
Okay.
crash out later.
now.
Okay.
ICU Sac Republic.
Hey.
So I think I talked about it before, but they did beat Vegas already 5-0. That was in the
Yep.
regular season match. So we got
Vegas.
a few points right there. And then 4 days later, we beat them in the USL Cup. So
Let's
a little cup game,
go.
4-0. So
Look at what Sacramento is doing to Vegas.
Hey, let's get it.
2 games back to back. We beat them 9-0.
Hell yeah.
So the next match this Saturday against FC Tulsa. who are second in the West right now. We are in 8th. So need this dub coming up on Saturday.
Okay.
And we will probably jump up the standings if we win.
Saturday's a big day for sports, that's for sure.
A big day.
But yeah, Devin, no ICUs from the Giants, man. It's
No,
been that bad. Shout out Logan Webb. 8 innings, no runs.
I guess. Bro, I didn't get the
In
win.
the loss.
Nah, good game. That
That's
was it. Yeah.
terrible.
That game went 0-0 into extras, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy to me that guy on third, less than 2 outs, and you're a professional baseball player and you can't just hit a ball in there to the outfield. That's
Who you calling out?
really insane. The whole team, bro.
Wait,
I
so
mean, they
you-
got kind of unlucky that first game. Logan Webb went 8, shutout, 7 Ks. And then they bring in Doval for the 9th. He goes scoreless. They don't score in the bottom. And then Padres bunt the guy over, 1 out. And then Jose Iglesias is still playing, bro. He's playing third now instead of short. But he just first pitch hits a fly ball to left field, sac fly. Giants do the same thing, bunt, guy over to third. And then this time they kind of did get unlucky. Matt Chapman hit a ball like over 100 miles per hour right at the third baseman. And then Encarnacion was up with 2 outs.
Oh, he back?
He had 2 terrible at-bats, bro. You guys seen Major League?
Yeah.
He literally looks like Serrano when he's taking BP and like
no.
dude, they threw him 3 straight sliders and he was like, it looked like MLB The Show.
That's
But
unfortunate.
When you're playing late at night.
dude, literally, he had an actual pretty good at-bat down like 6 pitches and then he hit one, I think it was 102 at like right at the second baseman. So they got kind of unlucky that night. But the next night,
Perfect. Yeah.
they're literally in the same situation, bro. The next night, and it's 2-2 in the top of the 10th. Padres bunt, guy gets over, sac fly. Or no, they got Jackson Merrill got a 2-out base hit. They bunted, didn't get the sac fly, and then Merrill
nice.
comes through. He is nice.
He's nice.
And then Giants come up. Casey Schmidt bunts the first ball, good bunt down the third baseline, gets over, and then strikeout. So
who struck out?
Just, I don't remember. It's just baffling to me that these dudes are professionals and they can't hit the ball into the outfield.
Damn.
And in a fly ball situation, I mean,
the hardest sport in the world.
it's pretty.
It is.
It is hard, but when I see Jose Iglesias, 50 years old, do it first pitch, and the Padres score, I was like, okay, we just need we need some buy-in.
Yeah, do your job.
They did. They made a couple moves. They DFA'd Lamont Wade. I just saw this on the way home.
Wow, that's big. Actually, I didn't know that.
They optioned Cost to AAA. Lamont Wade and Sam Huff are DFA'd. Infield outfielder Dominic Smith signed to a 1-year major league contract, and then they pulled up. I have no clue who this is. Daniel Johnson. He's an outfielder, and then another catcher, Andrew Nizer. From
I saw
AAA.
that. Yeah.
But yeah, so then some shakeup. I said on the couch to my mom yesterday. I said, they need some help, Buster. Go do something, bro. They're literally a bat away. Like the pitching is good enough to get to where you want to go. Like first year of this, like nobody expected them to be good. They're still only like 3 to 4 games out, and so I mean, their pitching is going to take them where they want to go. They just need to make a move for a bat.
You said send the house for Trout.
Dude, I would.
Yeah.
I want my Trout so
but he's
bad.
never plays.
Dude,
he's hurt.
I mean, he came back and he's been hot since he's been back. But as long as he can stay healthy, and they're not going to use these guys in AAA anyway. So if he does get hurt, they're just going to play like Yaz or something still. So I mean, I would do it.
Yeah. Okay. I'm down with that. I hope the Giants make a move. Want to see them in the playoffs. Yeah. Shout out.
I know. Huge important games, and we can't take good ABs. Like it's crazy.
Oh, damn, those were huge games because that just put the Padres 3 games ahead of the Giants.
Yep.
That's not good. Yeah. A lot of season left though. The standings is fun to look at, but it doesn't really matter until the second half.
And
of the
I mean,
year,
it's unfortunate now you only play like your division teams like a little bit less because they're doing more interleague matchups and stuff. But yeah, I mean, it is important this early in the season because you never know. And they're trying to take advantage, dude. The Padres pitching sucks. Yeah. And their offense has been pretty bad. It's like they have all the talent in the world, but some of them may not like each other in that clubhouse. Oh. And then all the Dodgers pitchers are on the IL. So it's like, this is the time to take advantage. Yeah. And the offense just sucks. They went 13-14 in the month of May.
Damn. After a hot start, that's a rough come down.
At least the Dodgers are struggling.
Yeah. Well, I guess we can move on to some Erie Kings news that I am not happy to mention. Well, the other day, Zach LaVine did a Nation interview with Pardon My Take. The words Sacramento and Kings were only said one time in this whole interview.
I'm not tripping.
he also talked about caring more about golf than basketball this summer. Kings are screwed. That was the comments I saw.
Who said that?
Kings fans.
I'm just like, I mean, also that you just gotta look at the podcast and you gotta look at the context around it. This podcast that he was on is kind of a fun, like, just talk about BS kind of thing and talk about, like, I mean, they're talking about golf the whole time.
Okay.
So, like, I'm not really worried about it, just him.
You know, I don't care that he only said the word Sacramento or Kings one time. I don't really care about that part. The part that worries me is the next part where he said he's caring more about golf this summer than basketball, and we're paying him the max contract.
I mean,
what is going on?
Kind of like a joke, not really. A little bit of a joke.
You saw the take?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's kind of a joke.
I hope.
Because, like, I mean, he's going to that Tahoe golf thing, like, pretty soon. So, like, I mean, they're professional basketball players.
Yeah.
They have to be caring about basketball the whole time. It's in their contract. They have to be doing this. They have to be doing that. So, like, I mean, this is their off time. We can't be, like,
that's true.
Pounding them. Like,
he can't be hooping 24/7.
What is he going to do? Yeah. Like, what is he going to do on this off time? Like,
practice some defensive slides. That's what I'm asking.
But that's...
I know
you need some downtime, man.
Yeah, you do. No, you do. You definitely do.
I'm not gonna take this interview personally as a Kings fan, just because, like, the people who he's with, the people who he was talking to, like, they don't give a rat's butt about fucking
Sacramento.
Sacramento.
Yeah.
Damn, I tried to censor myself there. So I mean, yeah, it sucks that it didn't hype up anything in Sacramento, or he didn't try and hype up anything in Sacramento. But what is there to hype up right now?
He could say that he's going to lead this team to the playoffs next year and all this promising stuff. If he really dug deep, he has all the tools to do it every night. It's just some nights he's soft. Some nights he doesn't come to play. He doesn't play defense. We all know he can score the ball. We all know he can shoot the ball. Zach, I don't care what you shoot from 3 this year. It doesn't matter. You're getting your pay. You're getting your money. Shoot when you're open. Take more initiative. Zach, I love you. Young Hollywood, one of my favorite players already. But you can't be soft here in Sacramento. You got to provide some energy. You got to provide some toughness for this team, or we're going to ship you to the next team. We're going to ship you to Denver for MPJ.
I don't think we can ship them.
Yeah.
Ain't even going to want you.
They're probably not going to want him. Yeah.
I do agree with that. He needs to step it up on both sides of the ball more.
Yeah.
I mean, not more on the offensive side, but
for sure.
Defensive side, he needs to step up
and be more aggressive every night. That's my thing. But I did see a stat that he shot the exact field goal percentage and the exact 3-point percentage in his time with Chicago and in his time with Sacramento this year. He shot 52% from the field and like 44% from 3 on both teams. The exact same shooting splits, which is, a good shooting splits, but the points per game went down. And I noticed that he was trying to keep that percentage up, man. That's my take on it. He was trying to keep that percentage up to go into this offseason saying, hey, I shot 44% from 3 this year. Rich Paul, you're going to use that to get me my next huge contract.
That's true.
It's smart.
Slimy.
It's smart,
no,
but slimy. Yeah, a little slimy. But,
I mean, I would do anything to get that bag.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I can't blame him for getting the bag, but I want to win, man. I want to win.
Yeah.
But all right, I got some Kings trivia.
All right.
Who can you guys name any players that have left Sacramento and won the championship after leaving from 2000 to now?
No.
Yes, you can.
It's not the.
Who's some guys that have been on the Kings that have won a championship?
Cousins.
He didn't win. They lost the finals that year.
Yeah, they did lose.
He doesn't have a ring, sadly.
I'm trying to think
some good role players. Actually, a guy won one last year who was on the Kings before. A young center. I'll give you guys hints. Who won the championship last year?
What's his name?
Keita.
Yeah.
Neemias Queta won last year with Boston.
Yeah.
All right, before that, he was on the 2022 Warriors, and he was on the Kings before this. He won a ring with the 2022 Warriors. Big man shooter. Don't look it up, Dev.
I'm not.
Big man shooter.
Big man. Oh.
Our guy.
Fuck.
Big man shooter.
Big man shooter won with the Warriors in 22. Played on the Kings before.
Nemanja.
Yeah, Nemanja.
Bielitsa.
Nemanja.
I had his spiked up hair.
Yeah.
Perfect.
You knew.
I knew who exactly.
Okay.
Game winner.
There's a couple before this that you guys should know. This guy won one with the 2020 Lakers. Point guard, I should say. Who was on the Kings before 2020?
Before 2020.
And won it with the Lakers in 2020.
Rajon
Rondo.
Rajon Rondo.
Yeah, he was big.
Yeah.
Well, there was 2 guys on that Toronto Raptors team that you saw won it in 2019. I don't think you guys can get. Eric Moreland and Malachi Richardson.
Malachi Richardson.
I do remember both
Richardson.
those guys.
Oh.
I remember both those guys. All right, so now we got some guys on the Warriors big teams with KD. In 2018, who's this Kings legend that was on the Warriors?
Kings legend.
Shooter, shootout with Steph Curry.
Oh,
That's going to give it away. Omri Gaspi.
I forgot about
Got a
that.
ring in 2018. All right, in 2017, Dev, maybe your favorite player of all time? On the Warriors
Marcus
in 2017? No,
Uh-oh.
maybe your favorite player of all time? This should be a big hint.
Rudy?
I can keep giving hints. He was on the Warriors in 2017, right before he retired. And he said he didn't want the ring because he didn't deserve it. DC legend, man. Del Campo.
Oh, Matty B.
Matty B. Matt Barnes.
Forgot about him,
Matt
too.
Barnes.
He
Didn't
really didn't take the ring?
He ended up getting it, but he didn't take it at first because he said, I didn't deserve it.
Yeah.
But then they gave it to him when he was on NBA
Take the
Today.
ring, bro.
Yeah.
I know. All right. Well, another name, Jared Cunningham.
I
Who?
remember that name.
On the 2016
Maybe.
Cavs. I did not know
I remember
he was on the
Jared.
Kings.
Yeah.
Dante Jones, also
Nope.
on the 2016 Cavs. Who? All right. 2011 with Dallas. This is kind of a tough one. 2011 with Dallas. Actually,
Peja.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that was a good pull. Good pull.
Yeah.
I was going to say one of your favorite guys.
Yeah, Peja.
All right. And in 2010, this guy won it with the Lakers. Changed his name multiple
Ron
times.
Artest.
Yeah,
Peace.
Meta World Peace is the correct answer. All right.
Same thing.
Eddie
Same
House.
thing.
Eddie House won it in 2008 with Boston, Kings legend. And who else was on that Boston team in 2008? Luke, this is one of your guys from the old Kings team in 2002. Time off the bench, big man.
Bano.
No,
Uh,
big man off the bench.
Oh, big man. Scott Pollard?
Yeah, Scott
Yeah.
Pollard. Scott Pollard in 2008 with Boston.
He's got those the blonde, the sexy
Yeah.
blonde tips.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
He pulled that shit off.
All right. In 2006, this point guard was on Miami. One of the coolest players
Jason
of all
Williams.
time, Jason Williams. All right. And then Tony Massenberg won it in 2005 with the Spurs.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Kings legend.
Who?
All
Who's
right.
calling that?
All right. Two more guys since 2000 that have won a ring. One guy won it in 2004. He actually coached the Kings for an interim part of his
Dwayne
time.
Casey.
Luke Walton.
Interim. He was an interim coach
Oh shit.
Oh wait, not Dwayne. I was
Yeah.
thinking of his name.
on the Kings. A Kings interim coach, kind of recently.
Interim coach, kind of
Won
recently.
it in 2004 with the Pistons.
interim.
Corliss Williamson. See,
What?
Yeah.
Who?
Who?
Calling that?
Who was I
Um,
thinking of? Who was I?
and- Well, Tyrone Corbin? I don't know.
I was thinking of.
I'm thinking of the wrong names. All right. And the last
Can't
guy,
remember that. far.
2002, won it with the Lakers. I didn't know he was on the Lakers. Kings legend, one of the best shooting guards of all time.
Bobby?
No, Michael Jordan said this was his toughest matchup ever.
What?
Yeah.
Huh?
Kings legend. He made his name in Sacramento.
Kings legend.
One of the best scorers. If you know in the chat, yes, Mitch
Mi-
Richmond.
Oh wow, he's on
Mitch
the
Richmond.
Lakers that year.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah,
Mitch
Mitch
Bro
Richmond
play.
got a ring. Yeah, I don't think Bro played, but yeah, shout out to those Kings legends. Were any of those surprising to you guys?
All
No.
of them.
All of them?
I mean,
Go
Peja
from
definitely
sucking
wasn't
and
a
sack to winning
surprise.
a
I
ring.
remember Peja was the only one that I like really remembered. Just like, hey, we got one of our legends
Yeah.
with the ring.
Yeah.
Like, that was awesome. And then obviously Scott Pollard. Scott Pollard won one with the. Did he win one with the Lakers too before Sacramento?
I don't know, maybe.
Because he was in LA. That's where he got his name.
Okay.
Was in when he was on the Lakers.
Yeah,
And I think he came
to
from
Sac.
LA to Sac.
So this was after they were in Sacramento. Oh,
Yeah.
and this whole point was, will Tyrese be the next guy?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Haliburton.
Haliburton.
Hell yeah.
Did we have anybody on OKC?
No, of course not. They're too good.
Yeah.
No one from Sac would be on this good of a team. Well, I got some Kings insight from the actual Kings. They emailed me saying who they're inviting to their draft workouts.
Oh no.
They wanted to. I almost texted Christian asking him, "Hey, who's your favorite guy out of this group?" But I wish we got it before we had him on.
What's the
but-
first one?
A point guard,
Oh my
6'2",
God. Oh, wait,
from
we
San
need that now.
Francisco. I know, right? It's
I
weird
forgot.
saying that we need a point guard. Marcus Williams from San Francisco.
Ooh.
Yeah, 6'2" point guard. Next guy was a 6'1" shooting guard from Florida, Elijah Martin. And the next guy was I can't say his first name, but Agbo from USC, a 6'7" power forward. And then Arthur Kaluma from Texas, a 6'6" power
Okay.
forward.
Yeah. Give me the bigs.
A center, David
Oh yeah.
Negaza from Kansas State, and a center from Louisiana Tech, Daniel Bacho.
Okay.
Just some
I like
guys.
the big man.
Gonna throw it out there. If we draft any of them, just letting you guys know I have the
My
insight.
apologies.
Heard it here first.
I'm going back. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, you're good.
It was Vlade on the Lakers before.
Yeah,
the
Yes.
Knicks, not
Vlade
Scott
was on the
Pollard.
Lakers.
Yeah.
All right. Well, those guys. What position would we want to see drafted? We got a point guard, a shooting guard, some power forwards, and some centers.
We need a power forward.
I know. I kind of want to get a
like a
long
wing,
wing.
yeah.
I kind of want to get a long wing. That 6'7" guy from USC. I'm going with him. Chibuzo Agbo.
Bet.
I'm down.
with that. Why do
Hey.
I feel like I've heard that name before?
Yeah, I feel like I have too. He's probably going to be nice. King's legend. Get him in the jersey. Speaking
Say
of
less.
jerseys,
Trade everything, dude.
Magic?
Magic to New
Oh,
Jerseys.
fire.
What are we rating them out of 10?
10. I like them.
Some people said they're ugly, but I like them.
I mean, I'm a big Magic fan.
You are. You're
Big
the
Magic
magic.
fan.
You're the magic guy on the show.
Don't try to tell me they're not nice,
They
bro.
are
They're
nice.
No. They are nice.
The pinstripes.
Not 10 out of 10 though.
Okay.
The font on these new things, the font sucks. Like that's some basic.
That's
like,
what it used
I
to
don't like
look
the new
like.
It
logo.
wasn't.
I
That
don't
is
like-
not the
Besides
new.
the A
that-
being the
no.
star,
No.
the M, that's what it used to, bro.
Wish we
The
could pull it up.
old one is way different. It's like I can definitely pull it up right
Well, like, I mean, for
Yeah.
the on
Okay,
there,
yeah.
that would be cool.
now. No, these new ones, they're
And
nice.
look, wait, look it up real quick.
Yeah. But the font on here, some basic. Look at that. That's what they need to go back to. That
That's kind of it's just kind of that's kind of what it is. They're just not trying to be the same thing. Did you see go back to
Yeah, I know.
the
The
jerseys?
logo is very copy and paste of a lot of NBA
Toronto
teams now. That's what
Raptors.
I
Yeah,
saw
no,
too.
the logo, yeah.
The
But
logo.
the jerseys
that
are
one? Or the-
jerseys are tough.
Did you see that's like what their warm-ups used to look like, that jersey? That's why they did it like that.
see that. I did see that.
The black and then blue
Yeah.
on top one.
That's tough.
Okay.
That's tough.
Yeah, they're cool. I'm gonna give it a solid 8.5.
Okay. Valid rating.
Not
Valid
a
rating.
10 because the font just is basic. The logo throws everything off too. They need to go back to those kind of wacky early 2000 logos and everything because I mean these suck.
Yeah.
Hot take from me, man.
Hot take.
These logos suck. But
The
new
circle
age.
ones, yeah.
all
Yeah.
the circle ones are so basic. It's
Yeah.
just like they're all trying to go minimalistic and everything.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I guess we can close out on some baseball before we head out.
I have to talk about the A's though.
Yeah, the A's are 1-9 in their last 10.
Bro, we can make that a bigger one, and we're still one in like
I know.
17.
I think we
Last
are.
18.
Hey, are we tanking? You can't even tank in
Can't-
baseball
Yeah.
because they
We don't have
give
a
you.
pick next year,
Why?
or I don't know.
I don't think we would trade a pick. But yeah, we just got swept by the Blue Jays. Shout out to Denzel Clark, though, hit his first home run. Robbed the homer.
He's from Toronto, so that
Yeah.
was in his home.
Yeah.
Or I believe he's from Toronto.
Yeah, that's what it said.
Yeah.
Shout out to him. Yeah, but they lost back-to-back games to the Twins at home, allowing 10 runs in both of those games. And we got 2 more games against the Twins. And then the Orioles come to town. I definitely got to get locked into my A's because some big news coming up. But we might have our own A's show coming up. But yeah,
Lock it in.
locking into the A's.
We are-
Believe in A's.
As tough as it is.
We
As
are
tough as it is.
1-18
We gonna lock it in?
in our last 19 games.
That's crazy.
Our last
So
win
our last
before that was
win
the Dodgers.
Was the Dodgers?
I remember
11-1.
watching that game.
And then we beat the who did we beat?
We
It was
beat
the Phillies.
The Phillies.
That's okay. We haven't scored 4 or more since Wilmer hit 3 home runs against the A's
Hang on.
almost
so
a month ago.
9-3 against the Dodgers, 19-2 against the Dodgers, 9-1 against the Giants. Let's see these big scores real quick. 10-5 against the Angels, 7-5 against the Angels, 10-5 against the Angels, 9-6 against the Phillies, 11-1 against the Astros, 11-7 against the Blue Jays, 12-0 against the Blue Jays, 8-8, 10-10 back-to-back against
Y'all
the
pitching
Twins.
position players, bro?
At this
Bro.
point, we should.
We're-
Our
we've
backup
also-
catcher struck out Otani. Might as well put him back on the mound.
It's so embarrassing how many runs we've allowed
Yeah.
in this past night. We look like the Rockies.
Yeah.
We haven't won 10 games in Sacramento yet.
What?
We're at 9.
Oh,
9-21 in Sacramento.
oh,
Home record is 9-21.
9-21.
14-18
Yeah.
away.
Damn,
Yeah.
dude.
They're gonna have to go crazy on the road. As long as they're in Sac, they're gonna have to win more on the road. Every
And the
year.
players are done with the stadium. Players are punching the dugout. Like they hit their head and they're like, get this shit
Oh
out."
my god,
they're
dude.
getting pissed off.
It's becoming a nightmare, but
John Fisher is getting what he deserves.
I guess so. I guess that's the only silver lining.
I'm sorry.
Is he? Or
I'm
he's
sorry.
just getting that money?
I guess
still.
that's the only. I mean, yeah, he probably is, but I do think the A's are going to make some moves.
Yeah,
they can.
I want them to make moves.
God, they looked so good to start the year.
It was such a good
so
start
promising,
to the season.
so promising.
I'm still gonna ride with them.
Yeah.
As much pain as it's gonna.
We never have stopped. That's for sure. Pause. But we've been riding with them since day one. But yeah, we got to close out in a sec. Dev, give us some updates on the Giants. I know you kind of went on your rant, but who they play today? What's going on? They play the Padres again.
Padres, they got 2 more.
Yeah.
6:45 today. I think Kyle Harrison's starting because Verlander hasn't came back off the IL yet. So.
Okay.
How's
he looked?
Who?
Harrison.
He started 2 games so far. The first game he did pretty good. He threw 5. I think they won that game, but I don't know if he got the win. And then the second game he gave up. He went 6. I think gave up like 3. So he's been pretty good. Fastball velocity's been back up around
back up.
95, 96. So he's getting it back up there. I mean, Jordan Hicks, I think he just went on the IL with something. They gave him a phantom IL stint, let him go. Yeah.
Let him get a little time off.
Yeah, I mean they need these next 2. Got to split the series, and then we got Atlanta coming in after that. So pretty tough stretch, but
then you play the Rockies.
Yeah, I'm waiting to get to that Colorado series, dude. In Colorado too. Come on.
Hopefully that can wake up the bats a little bit. But I guess we're gonna close out unless you got anything else. Beam City, go subscribe. We get a lot of views. We're getting over 1,000 views each episode, and we don't have 300 subscribers yet. So go subscribe.
Function?
Yeah, why are we not subscribing, guys? Let's go. It's one button. Just go hit the button.
Hit the red
Helps
thing.
us out so much. But yeah,
I love you long time.
Yeah, we also said it about the A's, but officially going to be hosting on the Believe Podcast Network, the Believe in A's podcast. So look out for that coming very, very soon.
It's gonna be. I gotta keep believing. Man.
Yeah, we gotta get locked in with the A's. Hopefully, propose some trades, get some guys on. Want to get some former players on, some bloggers, some sports writers.
I'm gonna need to get an A's hat.
Where you at, Barry Zito?
Yeah, I need Dallas Braden on.
Dallas Braden.
I need Braden on. I know he works with them still and does all the pre-game and does the games, but we need him on. But yeah, we're closing out. Go subscribe. Beam City Sports.
Like, share, comment, subscribe.
Yes,
Cheers.
sir. UFC app coming out tomorrow. Sugar Sean in 5.
In 5. 5 rounds.